Definitely glutton for punishment here, but we're gonna solve more of these puzzles. So I that last puzzle was so good. That Easter egg is so good. I'm embarrassed that I didn't find it. But we're gonna try to read the instructions a little more. Sorry, getting distracted over here. I'm gonna try to read the instructions with a little more care this time. So let's go over here and let's pick. So we're in a goblin cave. So let's pick some. I did like this background. Let's pick maybe a goblin. Maybe something in a cave. That is Subnautica. Ooh. A bit fast moving. Maybe we can find a slower moving cave. I'm starting to have sort of things that I'd forgotten about, having not read this in so long. I'm remembering barrels, I think. Is that a thing that happens? That's in this book, right? Barrels? People in barrels? Hobbits in barrels? Somebody's in barrels? I think that's what I remember. Anyway, so we're in Goblin Caves. So Bilbo's been seized. It's a bad time. Deep, dark. I'm just going to read these words. How about I read it? The goblins seized Bilbo and the dwarves and hurried them along. It was deep, deep, dark, such as only goblins that have taken to living in the heart of the mountains can see through. The passages there were crossed and tangled in all directions, but the goblins knew their way. So, the goblins know their way. So, normal Sudoku, we got to bring our runes over from the last puzzle. So the flag rune, is that a 4? Yes. Flag rune is a 4. The toothbrush is an 8. The twist tie was a 6. And the ladder was a 9. Okay. So caves are either cells are either wall cells or cave cells. All circles and diamonds are wall cells. All cages are cave cells. So circles and diamonds these are all wall cells. And all cages... Wait, sorry, that was not a circle or diamond. All cages are cave cells. I think are cave blue, maybe. Okay. Circles and diamonds are wall cells. Cages are cave cells. Cool. Use 2 colors to shade the puzzle such that the cave, the blue part, is a single orthogonally connected area. Okay? Digits in cages match the number of cave cells, including itself, that are seen orthogonally from that position. So these are sight lines. Digits in circles match the number of orthogonally adjacent cave cells. So a digit in a circle matches the number of orthogonally adjacent cave cells. So for around any given circle, so this could only be 3, I guess, 1, 2, or 3. It's always at least 1, right? Because it's got to connect. Maybe not. Because it says cave is orthogonally connected, but not that walls are orthogonally connected. No, I'm sorry. It's how many cave cells are around. So circles are a wall, and we're talking about the number of orthogonally adjacent cave cells. So like this, for example, is 1, 2, or 3, right? This is 1 or 2. Nope. That's not a circle. Good grief. This is 1, 2, or 3. So this is our circles, orthogonally adjacent cave cells. This seems like it can only be a 1. This seems like it's either a 1 or a 2. So it must be a 2. So this must be a 3. So these must all be cave cells. Oh, I'm already solving this. This could be 1, 2, 3, or 4, but it's not 4. So it's only 1, 2, or 3. This could be 1, 2, 3, or 4, but it's not 4. This could be 1, 2, or 3. This could be 1, 2, or 3. This could be 1 or 2. This is not 3, by the way. This could be 1, 2, or 3. This could be 1, 2, or 3. This can only be 1, I think. This can only be 2, I think. Okay, so that's circles. Circles match the number of orthogonally adjacent cave cells. This one was a 2, so this is next to 2 cave cells. This is next to 1 cave cell, orthogonally adjacent. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so this needs a C6. Every wall segment includes exactly 1 diamond and contains the digits 1 to n, where n is placed in the diamond. So that's an older rule set that's kind of, gosh, what were those called? Blobz had a lot of these, I think, early on, of where basically, normally you didn't have to determine the cages, but there'd be a bunch of cages, and you could only have like a cage with 4 cells could only be 1, 2, 3, 4. A cage with 5 cells could only be 1, 2, 3, 5. But in this case, so there's no repetition. So this is a cool variation of that. I don't know that I've seen this particular variation of that. So how many diamonds do we have? 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 different diamonds. So there's 5 wall segments. And they will all count up, for example. Like this one, if it was just like this, would be 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's no repeating of digits within those diamonds. Okay. 1 to end with no repeats. So right, wall segments are basically cages, invisible cages. No 2 diamonds contain the same digit. So we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each wall segment is an orthogonally connected group of cells where at least 1 cell touches the edge. Yeah. So, and that's pretty normal. Like some of this is totally normal cave rules. Like this is going to have to touch the wall at some point. I mean, it could touch it over here or something, and they do need to be orthogonally connected. So, maybe these are going to get married. So, okay. Now in this puzzle, you can have 2x2s. So we don't have to avoid 2x2s. So we need, everything is all orthogonally connected within its own, all of the cave cells will be orthogonally connected. The wall cells within their own wall, of which there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'll have 5 orthogonally connected groups there. Okay, well that seems fun. This seems like my feel good about this puzzle. We'll see how it actually goes, but I like this rule set. So I probably shouldn't have done this, but it was whatever. We did it already. So so for example, we do even though we're not worried about 2x2s, there are places where checkerboards are going to be a concern, right? Like this has to get out of here because it has to connect to cave. Oops. So this, oops. What did I do? This is going to be cave, for example. And these are going to be numbers. We have to see 6 digits. And since this is a corner, right? So cages. Yeah, so that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, and we do include itself, right? That would be, so I think all of these are cave. Digits and cages match the number of cave cells, including self, that are seen orthogonally. So this can only be this, I believe. Now, because we don't have to worry about 2x2s, like this could be fine, right? So these get sort of interesting just because they're not 1, 2, 3. One of these has to be bigger than the other. Yeah, but the 2x2s, okay, it's gonna mess with my head a little bit. Diamonds tell the number of, that's the number in the group, right? So this is at least 4, which would be at least 4 anyway. But you know what I mean. It means, I mean, it could still be 6 or something, right? So in terms of vision, oh, that's immediately useful. Like there's kind of a question of whether this fellow comes out. You have to remember the diamonds all need different digits. Is it possible that a diamond could just be a wall of 1? Maybe? Like this one or this one. This person could definitely see 3. Oh, well, wait, sorry. This has to see 2, and it only sees 1 right now. So it does need to see this. If this was gray, then blue would not be orthogonally connected. So I think we do have to avoid checkerboards like that, right? That does make this a 4, I believe. So these are pretty big numbers. Does mean there's a 4 in here. So this one is all happy, right? Because every wall has exactly 1 diamond, and then it's got some other stuff going on. So another thing to think about is like, to whom do these, like to which diamond do the circles belong? Not totally sure about that. So what do we want to think about? You know about 1s. 2s are over here. 6 is in this little nook. See, this was nice because it was fenced in. These are not so fenced in. We just know they need to see a different number, but this already sees a different number than this, even if it just grew like that. In terms of like surrounding friendship, what does that mean? The 4s, the 3. Does mean that diamonds are none of these diamonds are 4s. So that's interesting to remember, because we're thinking about where 4 goes in this box, for example. It's not here. It's obviously not here, but it's also not here because we've ruled 4 out fully from diamondness. I don't know if that's immediately useful though. Also wonder, Like this could still be a 3, it seems. If it is, it has to include a 2. I mean, this region has to grow, right? Because it already has 2, but it's not a 2. So it's at least 3. So it does have to grow somewhere. Yeah, my brain really wants to like think about 2x2s, but okay, well, okay, gosh, there's no walls in here, right? Like this wall is not connecting to anybody because walls, every wall has to have a diamond in it, and there's no diamond in here. So this is not, that's not wall. And that means this digit already sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it already sees, so it's minimum 6. And this digit sees minimum 5, which is not very useful because that's all that remains in there. So what do we think about that? This obviously needs to see more. Oh, this person only sees 1, right? This, we already see the 1 that this can see. So these cannot be cave. They must be wall. Now, whether or not this can be wall is another. Well, okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, but this is not 4. So this is at least 5 and not 6. This diamond. So this, we do have to grow. In it, we absolutely have to have a, we have to have the digits that go up to this. So our wall has to count up to this basically. So the fact that this starts at 5 means we have to have 2, 3, and 4 in this cage. So this is in the same cage, right? So this is not 1 or 2. This just is 3. And so that means these are all cave. It means this is not a 3. So this fellow's 3 has to come from elsewhere in the world. I guess it's possible that that's a 3. So this sees 1. We could still do this. We do have to get out of here though. That is, we do have to connect with the rest of the world. So this must be cave. This may or may not be cave, kind of depending on the 3 situation of this guy. Because we could come up here and get a 3. And that would be a 7. We need a 6 in here. And the 2 could be somewhere in the world. Well, the 2 that you need. So this is not cave because this must grow. Because even at, well, shoot, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if this was cave, this would be totally self-contained. So this would have to be 2, 3, 4. This would be 2, this would be 3. No, that doesn't work. This can't be 3 or 4. So this digit, right, 1, 2, 3, 4 means this digit is a minimum 5. Oops. This digit has to be bigger than any digit that's in it. But so this can't be right? This digit is at least 5. So this is at least 6, which means really it's at least 7. So it's 7, 8, 9, and we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to grow out of here. And as soon as we do that, we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we already have 7. We already have a 1, so this is a 2. This is not the 2 anymore. That's not the 2. So this must be the 2 in this land. Do we need this? Well, no, we can't. Well, maybe. Not for the 3. This is the 3 because we already have a 1. So that is a 3. So these are all KV. This needs 2 KV cells. So we got this little party here. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8. So this is not 9. So we already have our 1, 2, 3. I guess this could be a 3 if it wasn't included. So we have to have a 6. So the 6 is there or there. So we have 1, 2, 3. The 4 is there or there. The 5 is there, or there. 6 is there. That's not true. Sorry, because we might include this. If this was an 8, we might include this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This digit is going to be bigger than this digit because they both hit a wall here. So this digit is just going to see 1 more. So this is not 9. I feel like I'm missing something very obvious. You have your 1, you have your 2, you have your 3. Your 4 actually could be here, here, or here if this got included. Maybe there's a reason that doesn't really work, and I'm just not seeing it. Not quite sure. This is not a 4, right? We can't put a 4 because we already have a diamond. So this must grow. So this is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not a 9. But if it seems like it could be 5. This must be... My cave is wet for some reason. I'm sorry. I seem to remember there was wet. I haven't read these books in so long, but I remember a lot of water. Maybe we're getting to that. Anyway, my cave is wet. Goblin's in there somewhere sucking eggs, biting the heads off fishes. It's gross. So what? 6 in there. One, 2, 3. So this is like 4, 5, 6, 7. If this could potentially be 8, and that means this is also 4, 5, 6, 7. But we see a 4. That can only be a 7 if that's 8. This is 4, 5, 6, 7, but the 6 is seen. And then it's just really a question of whether or not that cave friend is in there. I just don't know that we know that yet. I don't know. Don't know, friends. This fellow already sees 1, 2, 3, 4, so it's at least 4. We really not know more about this? Feels like we should know more about stuff. Wait, why did I put 3 down here? I didn't know that. I don't know that, do I? I think I maybe meant to put 2. What did I mean to do? This digit is definitely down here. So this digit is in here. Whatever it is. Okay, well this digit is like 4, 5, 6, 7. Not 1, 2. The 3. I mean, your 3 is... I seem to be saying... Why am I saying this? Did I do something very silly with like the 3? Now I don't remember how I got this. I'm like questioning some of my pencil marks. Did I mean to put something else here? Like how did I... What was I doing? Oh boy. 6 is definitely over here. 3 seems like it should be... Is there a reason that... Because 3 could be there. I think I just was putting bad pencil marks. I don't know. I don't know. That doesn't bode well. I don't know. Who knows what I was doing? Unclear. So if this person has to make some friends, I guess like who's being inarticulate? Like these circles, what wall do they belong to? If you try to do this, you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Seems like a lot. So I think these circles belong to this wall. That's what I think. And I think these circles don't. Because if these circles belong to this wall, then you've got too many digits from 1, 2, and 3. So I think this wall is a friend. I think this wall is a friend. That's what I think. And so that means this is going to be at least maybe at least 6, right? Because it's gonna, if we got to get these, if we get these to here, these are never going to come down there. So if we get this here, this is at least 6, and it already has the 1, 2, 3. The 4 is a problem. We'd have to go like this, maybe. Well, we don't want the 9. We have to go like this, I guess. Anyway, I think that means that this is going to connect to these, and this is going to be at least 6, 7, 8, and it's going to connect to those. And then we're going to have to, we can't include the 9 in there, so this is going to have to grow up, right? And then one thing that's going to happen is we're going to have a 4. And it's not going to be here, but it feels like we could sneak around, get a 4 somewhere. This then has to grow either here or here, one way or the other. So this is never going to see 3. These would all have to be KV. And that would be bad. This can't connect over here. So this is not 3, I think. So that becomes a 1, 2 pair. So this becomes 3. And it means it is going to see all the water. Because this is, again, this is a wet cave. This already sees 1. But this, it's okay to have 2x2s here, right? Anywho, that did knock the 3 out of here and out of here. So that seems to place a 3 here. And that 3 is not part of this cage. That 3 has to be wet. That knocks 3 out of here and makes this a 3. Which is fine because this wall has its 3. This wall has its 3. This person is already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, already sees 6. One of these is going to grow down, but not both of them. Well, wait, sorry. This already sees 2. This already sees 2. So that's the 2 and that's the 1. And then we need to block this. And so this is going to connect here. So at this moment, this wall, we can't take this 9. And we can't, like this wall can't take this 9, or it would connect to that wall. So this, I think that's a wet wall. This water needs to come, I'm sorry, cave. It's not wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is a 6. That means, excuse me, this is not 6. That's already not 6. That seems to make this a 2. And that not a 2. So this is a 4, 5 pair. And the 4 sees that. So this is 5, 4. This becomes a 7, 8 pair. This becomes 4, 5, 7, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does not work because it cuts off that. So I think this is just a 5. No 5 there. And we just need a 4 inside our 5 land. That becomes a complete wall. So we have a 4 wall, a 5 wall, and a 6 wall, and these are cave, which are wet for reasons I can't explain to you. That is not a 5. This definitely needs a 5 in it, but it could be in there. So we have 4, 5, 6, and 7 or 8 up there. This is wet. I mean cave. So these are fully happy, I think, and that they touch the wall and all that stuff. Still a little confused about, do I really think this can be 8? I guess I kind of do. Is it okay to have a checkerboard here? I don't know. I kind of feel like I made a mistake related to checkerboarding and whether it is or isn't allowed. But so this now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's not 6 or 7. That is an 8, 9. Is this allowed? This has to touch the wall at some point, right? Like this. This does have to touch the wall eventually. So if this has to touch the wall somewhere, then making this a checkerboard, I think, is going to separate our 2 pieces. So I don't think that can be a checkerboard, which I think makes this a 9. Maybe. I think similarly, this couldn't be a checkerboard because eventually this would have to touch the wall and it would isolate this, right? Hope that's true. This already sees 2, so it's not a 1. That's a 7-8 pair. There's definitely a 4 up here. And a 5 up here. So 4 and 5 are up here. But 4 is not there. 2 is definitely in there. 3 is already done. 6 we don't quite know. Okay. 4 is here. That's not true at all. Sorry. 4 is here. But we already have a 4 and a diamond. So that's a 4, and this is not a 4. 4 could be there. And 4 would be there. 3 is placed. So this is not 1, it's not 2, because it's going to connect to these. So it's minimum 4, but it's not 4. So this is, you know, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but it's not 5 or 6. It's not 8. Could it actually be 9? That'd be kind of impressive. Three is definitely in that neighborhood. Where is 8? I don't know. We have a 7, 8 looking at this. This is a 9. Or that appears to be a 9. So we have to get every digit. This digit has got to get out of this little cul-de-sac. I've seen that already. This digit has to get out of here to connect with its wall. 9 is here. Two is here. So can this actually be 3? I'm trying to think about where that gets a 4. If it's like what this has to have a 4, right? It can't have this 4. Can't have the 4 that's in gray. And 4 up here is not available. So I don't see how it could excuse me. I don't see what other 4 this could get. If it wasn't this 4, where would this get a 4? It could have this 4. It can't have those. Can't have this 4. I don't know how it's going to get to any 4 that's over here or here. Can't have that 4. It has to take this 4, right? So this has to connect like that. And that means this cannot see 3. So this is a 1, which is going to be there or there. This already sees 2, but it could see 3. So what do we need to think about? Do we need to think about our diamonds are distinct? This could still be a 7 or an 8, I think. There may be a reason that that's not true, but I'm just at this very moment, I'm not seeing it. So this is not 1, 2, 3, or 4. So this has to grow. One is in here. This certainly sees more than one. So one of those is 1. If this was 3, 3 is in here, and it's not there, right? So that's a 3. So this is the 3. So this is wet. And that now means we can't have any more wall in here. So this sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it already sees 5. This sees 1, 2, 3, 4 already. We're gonna need a 2, but I could just take that one. I mean, we've got to eventually grow to take everything, but like maybe the 9's over here and it gets, I don't know yet. I don't know. We do know that this only sees 1. We're kind of running out of clues, so we should probably just know what's going on. Two is there. Oh, this is probably just extraordinarily obvious, and I'm just... So this is 2, 5, 6, and that's not 2. That's all that's left in this column. So doesn't that mean this is just a 7, 8, 9 triple, right? We basically have to place the 7, 8, 9. That's not 9. This does have to take, needs an 8, needs a 7, needs everything. We need a 2. I mean, we probably know about where that needs to grow, and I'm just being silly. Do we really not know about this? Doesn't that seem like a weird thing to not know about? Doesn't it seem that by this time we should know about that? Oh, excuse me. So, oops, 2 is in here, right? But it's not there because this already sees more than 2. So 2 is in that little party. So 1's in there, 2's in there, 3 is there, 4 is there. Like this also seems 5. So this sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know if that's very cool. This also sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This sees 2, 3, 5, 8, 9. Okay, I'm barking up the wrong tree. Just need to probably pay attention here. This sees 4. This says it definitely wants 9, so we have to find every digit. So like, we need an 8 from somewhere. But that doesn't seem very hard. Well, okay, we already have a 3, right? So we can't take the 3 up here. So this is definitely wet. And if we make this a 9, then we can't get to this digit. Is that okay? I said it's wet. I meant it's a cave. It's a wet cave. Caves can be wet. You know? Just a fact of life. I'm trying to think about what. Like we could still pick up an 8 if we needed it elsewhere, I guess. We have our 1. We need a 2. We have our 3. We have our 4. We need a 5, which is up here, but it could also be here, right? Like we could get our 5 here. We do need a 6, which is also in here. It's not there. 7, 8, and 9 are a different kind of story. 1 is over here somewhere. 5, 6. So this is a 5, 6, and then the other half of the 7, 8, and this is a 1 with the other half of the 7, 8. I'm sure I'm just making this too complicated. So we can only get 1 digit from 5, 6 here, right? Which is not enough. But we could get the other digit from 5, 6 here, in which case we would have to get we'd have to grow here. I guess I'm kind of arguing that we have to grow here. Like if this is 2, we've got to get this 5, 6, I think. Well, you could get a 5, 6 here. But you can only get your 2 here. But if you get your 2 here, then you've got to get your 5, 6 where you can. I'm sure there's a very simple way to look at this, and I'm just making it ridiculously, needlessly complicated. This digit is... So this digit is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, but it can't see... well, 1, it's not 9. For it to be 8, it would have to take all of those. So for this to be an 8, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this would only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is definitely not an 8 because it would eat too much. It would trap our 9. So that's not an 8. That's not that much better, frankly. Oh gosh, good grief. We know these now. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a 7. Okay. That is not a 7, which is sort of interesting, but it still seems like there's a world. Maybe there's not really, and I'm just... This is 2, 5, 6, 9, but this sees 2 and 6. So that's only 5, 9. And our remaining digits here are 5, 6, 9, and this 6 sees here. So I think that forces the 6 here. I mean, once we knew these weren't 6, we knew 6 was here. Anyway. So that's exciting. Five's definitely over here. So that's not a 5. 5's definitely here. Well, this is the other half of the 7, 8 and the 4. 4, 7, 8. And this 4 sees that. So this is the 4 after all. This is not the 4. We do have to have a 4 in this cage, but it seems like it could still be there or there. We've got a 7, 8 pair there. That 5. 6 definitely puts a 6 in here. Seven, 8, we don't quite know. Or maybe we do, and I'm just being ridiculous. Okay, so that was exciting, and I should have seen it long ago. That 5, 9. So, do we still not really know this? It feels like I should know this. This is, we've got to place an 8 in here, and that 8 sees that. So this is an 8. That is a 7, so that is an 8, that is a 7. We're pulling 7s out of here, so this is more restricted, which is good. It can only grow 1 more. We do get 8 over here, so we finally get, that is 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is a wet place to be, a cave. So we have 4, 5, 6 triple remaining in the cave, which is what we would expect. So that's good news. Did that 8 get us anything else? Should get us, yeah, we got an 8 over here. So that's not an 8. So the 8 that this 9 takes. So this is an 8, right? This is like 4, 5, 9. And we can only have 5 here, 9 here, 4 here, 6. Nope, that's wrong. What did I do wrong there? Wait, what did I do wrong? Shoot, do I have a mistake? Probably. This is 5, 6, 9. Right? That puts a 5 here, but then that breaks this cage. So I definitely made a mistake somewhere. Bummer. That's a sad story. Unless there's some other option, like 5 definitely can't go there. That means one of those has to be the 5. Shoot. Okay, I'm going to back up a little bit because So this 8 is what caused all the commotion. And I thought this had to be an 8 because this can't be an 8. And this can't be an 8. So that's what made me put 8 there. And then that like flew around the grid, but was it true? I mean, it seems like that was true. So I may have a deeper error, which would be very sad. That's what forced this to be the 7. And that means we definitely cannot put a 5 in here. Because if we put a 5 in one of these two places, it breaks the 5 in the box. Which means 5 has to be here, which means 5 that's here, which means this has to be 5. But I don't and that makes this a 4 and this a 6. But I feel like that, is there some where my pencil mark's bad or something? Or do I have like truly a deeper problem? Which would be very sad. I mean, it would not surprise me. Well, if this doesn't resolve, maybe what I'll do is just try to back up, and I don't like to do that, but like back up and just try error check. 5, 9, just to figure out like what the point, like at what point I broke, because I'd like for this to be somewhat helpful. So that makes this a 6, 7, right? And that's the 7, and that's the 6, and this is what? Hopefully I just mistyped or had a bad pencil mark or something. That's not a 6, that's not a 6, that's not a 6. That seems to be a 6. Then where does my 2, then my 2 is here. I don't know. Yeah, I'm nervous that I like made an error that seems to put a 6 here. Hopefully it was just a silly mistake. Seems to put a 9 here. 5, 6, 7. That seems okay. I don't know why I'm like not trusting that that's a 9, but just go ahead and see what happens. Okay, so was this, did I have a bad pencil mark here? Just hard to say like where was my error, you know? I mean, this really does look broken, right? See, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is a broken digit. The puzzle is broken. Yeah, shoot. Okay, sorry. Let me just back up to... sometimes it's just, you know, if you redo something, you can maybe see where the error is. So it must be broken as of this point. Yeah, so we were broken before this. So let me just go back to some of these. Oh boy, we're definitely still broken. Ah, bummer. Oh, I hate to do this because I just feel like this is not going to be very useful. It's been a while since we placed a digit, right? When's the last digit we placed? Okay. Too bad. Gosh, I guess I broke it quite a while ago. Even here? Oh my gosh. Okay. Sorry. Man, I like really broke it a long time ago. That is very sad. I mean, if it's like beyond a certain point, I feel like I should just start over. Like if I'm basically at the beginning, I should just redo this puzzle. When was the last time I placed a digit? Oh my gosh. Okay, I like made some early poor decision. So I broke it by saying that that was a 6. Gosh, that was a long time ago. And I said that that was a 6 because I didn't think it could grow anymore. But why did I think that? Oh, this puzzle's broken anyway. This puzzle's broken anyway because this one sees 2. So this has been broken for 700 years. That's where I broke it. Right here. Okay. That's sad. That's a sad story. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna like stand up and walk around a little bit. okay, I'm just gonna continue because like obviously up to this point we were doing fine and it was just a stupid, like that was just so obviously an error. So there's no advantage to me really just starting over. Let's just start at this point. Sorry about that. So did we decide in this puzzle like definitively that checkerboards can't work? Like if this was a checkerboard, suddenly the whole world doesn't work. I just did it again. This is this already sees 2, right? This is not, that's wet. This sees 2. You're not a 2. So this must be wall. This cannot be included because it's too big. So that is water, and that means the water's got to get out. It's not water, it's cave. Those are different. These can't be connected, so this is cave. Wet cave. This would eventually have to connect to wall. No 2. So, okay, my hope is that we can kind of breeze through it because I think like I'm getting the logic. I just made a very silly mistake. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's the source of all of our troubles. So this is a 8. This is 4, 5, 6. Maybe the puzzle goes more quickly if you don't do it wrong. I'm actually surprised that it like held that long after such a silly mistake. Like 4, 5. So this is a 5. This is a 4. That was a pretty long time before like a mistake showed up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But didn't we talk about this, that this would be bad because this eventually has to touch the wall and that would make everybody sad. So I think that logic still stands. I hope. So this feels a little better. It does still pushes 4, 5 up here. 4 is not there. Anything, the 1 and the 2 and the 1 and the 2 make this 1, 2. This 4, 5, 6 makes this 7, 8, 9. Right? So that's not a 7. So this just is 4, 5, 6. We've got roping? How about that? Does that make this 7 versus 8 thing not work? Not sure. Probably, but okay, so 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. I still kind of liked when this ended up as a 9, but who knows? So, am I going to make more dumb mistakes? Probably. Well, this, right, we talked about this. This should have been very obvious that this is wall. And that means that this, and this already sees 2. That's not a 1. We talked about this digit being too high so that it blocks that off, but whatever. We talked about needing a 4, and I think that logic may still stand, but maybe it doesn't. I mean, obviously we need a 4, but maybe there's a world in which we can get our 4 from here now. I don't know. So this digit, 1, 2, 3, 4, is at least 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not 4, it's not 5, it's not 7. And it's not 8 because of that. So it is 6 or 9 still. 3, 3, so we get our 3 up here. 2, 3. Should have most of our 1, 2, 3s. We don't quite know our 1s yet. This is 6, 7, 8. Well, this just is a, good grief. This is 7, 8 pair. I was talking about roping and then I just left a like octuple. So 8, 8 is going to place an 8 up here. But didn't we not like this 8? Like, wasn't that a problem? If it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But maybe that's okay if this can grow this way. So maybe that logic doesn't still stand. Not sure about that. Does mean 8 is up there. I have no excuse for any of this. Not like chat is distracting me. Just me. Just my own self. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so what? It could still be a 4, I guess. That's all fine. So these people, this sees a lot of things, right? I can't really remember what we did before, even if it's still valid. But we see 1, 2, 3, 4 still with this, right? So this is still 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and it sees 7 and 8 as well. The most it could be is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't think it is 9, but it could be. Already sees 2. This does not see as much stuff. So this person already sees 2. This needs to see at least 1. So it's kind of a question of the 4, right? Like previously I convinced myself that we had to get the 4 by some other means. Oh, we just have the 2 here. One's in there. We definitely don't get our 4 from this land. If we didn't take this, I guess you could still have that and still get a 5 without your wetness going that way. I mean your caveness. 9 is just here. So is Sid. No, 6 could be here. 8's just up there. What does that mean if that's a 3? It does mean that's only a 1. Could this really be a 3? If it is, then we've got to go touch the wall this way, but maybe that's... Well, then I would never get a 4, right? If this was a 3 and we did this, there's no way for me to get a 4. Right? There's no 4s available in here. I can't get down here. They can't be 4 anyway. So I don't think this can be a 3. I think that is a 1. So only one of you people can be soggy people. Let's put a 1 in here. And this is not a 1. Didn't we learn this some way and I don't remember it? So the 4 situation is still kind of weird though, right? Like the 4 is in here. And 4 is another I don't know. Unclear. I mean, it's probably clear, and I'm just not seeing it. Didn't we have some opinions about this being 2 or 3? I guess, well, we can talk a little bit about if this is 2, like where we get our 3. But I think it's still possible. Actually, did we place a 3 and I just missed it? I think we did. So this is a 3. I'm just talking about nothing. So this is a soggy cave. These are soggy cave cells. Now I think that does forbid this 8, right? Because if we put this 8 here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cells, but we didn't say that could be still be 6, right? Like if this was a 6, that could still be okay. So maybe that can be an 8. This person, this is wet. I mean cave. I bet the next puzzle is a water-based puzzle, and I'm already focused on wetness. Also, my coffee was more full than I thought it was. I just poured coffee all over myself, so that's good. I got a new shirt. It's not very high quality, but I really like Behind the Bastards. I've listened to 7 million episodes over the last few months, and it seemed like a way to support them by wearing a shirt that I then would spill coffee over. But TeePublic, not... I mean, the quality of the shirt's okay. The print is not. It's a canvas shirt. The brand, not the material. I thought my coffee was almost gone. It was more full than that, but it wasn't very hot. 5 o'clock coffee is a bad idea anyway. So what did we learn about this? We learned that this is only touching 1. The 4 situation is still somehow up for discussion. If we are able to get a 4 here, if this is a 4, I guess, is where the discussion ends. Oh, we know these now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a 7. So that logic actually still works. So, okay, so like some of the fundamental things, I guess, still apply. Even when you're doing a bad job of a puzzle. So this is 5, 6, 9. And we talked about this, that as soon as there's no 6 in there, that's a 6. So that's still true. There's no 6 here. So that, I think, places the 6. Well, that is different, because I don't think we had this roping before, but that does place the 6 here. Which means that is not a 6. Do I still not know about the 4, 5, 7 situation? I don't know. We did remove 9 from here, and we did remove 5 from here. So this is, oops, this is 4, so this is 5. And so we do have to take it, because we need a 5. So this is where we got screwed before, but we do have to take this. I mean, the problem was down here, obviously, because this ended up being a 6 and broke everything, but it was this particular bit of logic, I think, that where we discovered my failure. So that makes this, one of these is the 7. This is just a 4, 7 pair, I think. And so this is a 5. Now look at this roping. That's not really roping. We've got semi-roping, a demi-rope. So this person is done. This land. But 8 was not an option here anyway, so that doesn't matter all that much. It's good. It's good news. Meanwhile, in another part of the puzzle, something else is happening. Okay, where were we? So that's good. That seems better in that it's not broken. It's generally good to not break the puzzle. This 4, 7 pair makes a lot of sense. So we are left with 1, 2, 3, 4. We need a 5, 6, 9. Right? And this sees 6, 9. So that seems to be 5, 6, 9. So this is a 9 after all, it would appear, which I think means this cannot be an 8. because that forced this, right? And then that was only 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 digits. So I think that places that 8. That is not a 9. This already sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it can only grow by 1. We do have to end up with an 8 from somewhere. We get that 5 and that 9. It's just 1, 4, 7. You are not a 6. No, it's 1, 4, 7. It's the 6 that remains. The 6 is here, so that's the 6. So this is part of a 1, 4, 7 triple. And that makes this 1, 2, 4, 7. But it's obviously not 1 or 2. So this, I think, becomes the 2, and that becomes the... Oops, is that right? I hope that was right. And this is 4, 7, and we're also missing a 9. Well, 4s see both of those, and that sees 4, 7. So that looks like a 9, 7, 4, 5, 9, 1, 7 pair. So that is a 4. So this is done. So these must both be wall, right? Interesting. I think I broke the puzzle again. Unless that's a 4. Okay, let's try it. So we need to make these both wall, right? That means this is definitely wall. Now we have walled this off. So this can't be wall, but we still need a 4 for the party to happen. But I think it can just work if this is the 4. That would be 7, 4. Is that true? Like, where else are we going to get the 4 in our land if it's not here? That would make this wall. That makes this, that 5. And I think there's going to be a thunderstorm in Portland. That happens so rarely. Exciting. This becomes a 2, 6 pair. Is that right? Seems to be. So now what? So we have touched the wall. We do have our 8. We still have to find a 7, which seems like it can only be here or here. Seems like the 7's got to be in there. The 6. Is there or there. 5 we need somewhere. I don't know where it is. Could be a number of places. Okay, so this we walled off. Is this happy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's happy if it's a 5. So that is not the 5 we are searching for. The 5 we are searching for, I think, is in here. So I guess there's some world where this could be the 5. Maybe. Not sure about that. There's no chance that this is wall. Right? Like this definitely is not wall, because it would have to connect to the rest of the wall and break that. So this is the ocean of cave, the cave ocean. I'm just going to play Subnautica. Subnautica is a good game. I still haven't played Below Zero. I keep meaning to. I played the original Subnautica in janky VR and loved it. And then when they released the second one without VR support, janky or otherwise, I was disappointed. There's obviously mods to deal with that now, but Subnautica is great. It's probably still my favorite VR experience, janky or not. Is this a 5, 6, 7 triple? And then 6s can't be here, and that's the 6. So we do have our 6 in the party cage. We definitely have to get the 7 from there. 5 isn't. 5's up for discussion. We already have the 3, obviously. The 4 we have. So I think all of our sight lines are happy, so we probably just have to do some Sudoku to work out the last little bit. So this person appears to be a 9. This person appears to be 5, 7, 8. And the 5 and 7 see parts of that. So this is 5, 7, 8. That's not 5. That's not 7. This is the other half of a 1, 7 pair. And the 7 down there says it goes like so. This seems to be a 5, 7, 8 triple with 5, 7 seeing part of it. 5, 7, 8 triple. That's not 7, that's not 5, that's not 8, that's not 1. So, what do we need in here? Well, we can't go here because we already have a 1. So that means these are soggy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can't go here because we will have grown too much, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is going to be the last cell in here. We also have to let these get out is another way to think about that. So that has to happen. We already have an 8 in here. So this is a 7, that's a 5, that's an 8, a 7, a 5, and we get it. So that was lovely. That was fun. I really like that. I love that series. I can't remember what you called them. That series where you could you had the cages that could only, those were pretty early Blobz puzzles, I think, where you could have these cages only count up to whatever. And in mini puzzles, you'd have them versions of all of them up to 8 even. Maybe 9, can't remember. So those are, I like that, and it's interesting to see a build your own version with the caves was very cool. So I definitely, that combination of rule sets is amazing. In terms of any clarity, one thing is to note for me, don't do things that are wrong. Clearly see that you already see 1 digit and color a digit wrong, because that will ruin the entire puzzle. So I would recommend not doing that. Fortunately, we got through it pretty quickly after our reset, because some of that logic still applied up here, like this 3 and this cutting off and that placing these. So I don't know. I'm not too worried about it, but it's embarrassing still. But that was a very silly mistake. So as far as how the rules are presented, two by twos were allowed, which was no problem. Walls had to touch the edge. I mean, I don't... Yeah, it's one of two ways. You presented it such as, here are the rules for how you color, and then explain those rules. Which I think is okay. Obviously, the alternative would be, here are the rule sets. Here are cave rules. Here are what diamonds mean. And here are what circles mean. Which is sometimes how I see sort of cave puzzles. I don't know that I necessarily have a preference. You could have, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess for me personally, having done all the Blobz puzzles, the n-sized cage rule is sort of its own rule that just in this case happens to be, so you could imagine explaining this and then say, explain the wall rules first, and then say each wall represents a whatever. I don't know that would necessarily be better or worse. I guess I maybe would slightly prefer that, because then it's clear, sort of like, this is a rule set that you are familiar with. If you've done Blobz puzzles, that's what the diamonds are. Um, but I don't know. I mean, diamonds and circles are obviously very common in cave puzzles, and they have like different meanings every time. Like I did a recent Scojo puzzle where circles were anything in the full surrounding grid, including itself, like in a 9-cell region, and diamonds were sightlines. But um, I don't know. That's minor. Maybe I would consider splitting the cave rules from the circle rules from the diamond rules rather than having the checklist. But I don't know. That's a very minor thing. I don't think I had. I mean, yeah, it was a smooth solve except for the silly mistakes that I made. So I don't think I really got stuck except for when I did the puzzle wrong. And then weirdly, doing the puzzle wrong, I got really far. So thumbs up. Maybe consider restructuring the rules, but yeah, I think they're good. Okay, that was the wrong button. Should probably do something today other than do a bad job on these puzzles. It's hubris, really. It's because I did those first two puzzles and they went really smoothly, and then now it's all downhill. Okay, I love these puzzles. Blobz, thank you for sharing these, and I hope this is somewhat helpful, even though it's taken a tremendous amount of your time to watch them. Bye.